Hey guys, I just finished this video and I really wanted to make this a point before you go on. I know it's 40 minutes. I'm urging you, set aside some time, go to the settings, put this on 2x playback speed if it is too slow. None of this is financial advice, but this is one of the best videos that I really put my heart and soul into, and I want you to listen up. Whether you agree or don't agree, that is completely fine. Please do your own research, not financial advice. Continue to question everything, even everything I said here. I will provide the links in the top of this video description. So without further ado. Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space. Let's get right into it today. One take, uncut. Guys, this video is going to be long, but I'm going to be laying it all out for you to decide for yourselves. None of this is financial advice. Please, I urge you all to continue your own research, question everything I'm showing you in this video, and I can assure you when you check back and literally look into everything I'm saying, you will find it for yourselves. So I'm going to be connecting the dots. When I do hype videos, it's just really silly to me. There's no substance. People like it. They like videos when price is up. It's really comical. There's other channels that do 30,000 views. I'll do a really good video, put my heart and soul into it, and it'll get 5,000 views. That's just how it works. And again, this is something I do in my free time, outside of work, and I'm going to continue doing so because when this all happens to some degree with XRP appreciating well above double digits, just remember that there were people like me saying we told you so. So with that, let's get into the information. So right here, guys, we're talking about the real-time payments network. We know who started this, the total clearinghouse. There's tons of speculation. People are saying with domestic use cases, it's not going to utilize XRP, saying it's all hype. I get it. But let's just talk about what we know. This is going to be a very long video, but I want to connect some dots. And this is not all my research, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of people you should be following. Do not tip me. If any tips are sent to me, they deserve to go to the following that I'm mentioning in this video. So what we know, guys, is real-time payments, this new platform that's coming on connecting these banks. And let's just take a look at this connected banking. I believe it's dated back to 2017. So right here, we can talk about this, connecting these real-time payments. And now let's see the participants. Well, of course, many of the global banks, you can literally see, 80% of them are already directly correlated and connected with Ripple. Even some of them are the original founders, or not founders, but investors of Ripple and utilizing RippleNet. We can see Citibank, Bank of America. We can see HSBC, which is a behemoth. We can see Cross River, MUFG, PNC Bank, of course, one of the top 10 banks, Wells Fargo, US Bank. Now, all of these are, right here. Now let's look at their technology partners. ACI Worldwide, again, 14 trillion a day transactions. We can see Fiserv. We can see Finastra, again, a RippleNet partner. FIS as well, and we'll talk about them. They're just all highly connected. Volante. Guys, if you are not familiar with some of these groups, I can just assure you, please do your own research. Bottom line, again, if you do your own research and look at how many dots there are to connect, you'll realize that all of these coincidences are not just coincidences. Now, I don't care what you believe with the price potential of XRP. I know many will just sell at all-time high. I don't care. I don't care if you've given up and you go into other projects because they're moving in price and you think they built something better instead of promises. That's fine. Do your own research. What I'm telling my friends and family is, just hold a little XRP, even if you don't believe it. $20, just hold it long term. What's so bad about setting and forgetting that? Not financial advice. I'm only telling you what I am doing. The majority of my portfolio is XRP because I see what is occurring. So, technology providers. We know ACI Worldwide. We're going to be talking about Finastra primarily because the real-time payments platform, this RTP, is actually utilizing Global Payplus. Global Payplus is their payment platform of Finastra. So when we go, let's see, right here. Now this is by, again, I am Legion. Must follow on Twitter. Support this guy. The dots that he connected in this article are unbelievable. Like, please, I'm going to have to speed through some of this, but I urge you guys to go read this and you're going to realize there's just so much more to see. So for example, right here, even Darren Moore, guys, he has a Patreon. Please support him. XRP Darren. You can find him, Fame21 More on Twitter, talking about, Ripple delivering Payplus. And as we can see here, this was from 2019. Ripple to deliver innovative payment capabilities by integrating Global Payplus, its global payment and services hub. Remember, whether it's Earthport being that services hub for multiple currencies, or even RippleNet, or any other group, if ACI decides to white label, it will run on the XRP ledger with Ripple's DLT, creating a foundation for further disruptive payments innovation. So saying that this DLT, Ripple's DLT, is creating that foundation. All right, it doesn't have to be Ripple. It can be any group. But again, the XRP ledger has been built upon. They talk about even, the Bank of France talking about Ethereum and XRP utilizing, empowering central bank digital currencies, whether you believe they're tokenized or just typically as IOUs just sent over briefly, it doesn't matter. We're just showing you what is happening being built as a bridge. Okay, we know D&H, formerly Funtech, we can see their connections as well, all the transformations. We've done that video, of course, going over this article again. And I just want to show you a few connections, and I'm just kind of repeating this to show you where I'm going. So again, Finastra, we know they're a Ripple partner, market-leading solution for CLS. CLS, of course, does over 50% of the foreign exchange transactions per day. This is multiple trillions of dollars per day. So we know CLS basically for the settlement, not just Swift with messaging. And this is what XRP, that use case for settlement and finality, is aiming to replace. We can see CLS uses Payplus. Wow, Payplus is directly integrated with Ripple from years ago for foreign exchange settlement. It seems that it is basically set up via API, and when they're ready to go, yes, this can occur. You can flip that switch, whether it's Swift GPI with R3, doesn't matter. The volume itself provides the liquidity. Ripple, yeah, they've done a great job starting up with that low value payment and liquidity, building that liquidity, the order books. Next up, we need to get bigger payments running on the ledger. Now we can see, of course, proof, Finastra integrating CLS, foreign exchange market, of course, multiple currencies. What do you guys think the best thing to do is to reduce this capital? We see the International Monetary Fund, we see BIS, we see some of the biggest groups talking about getting rid of these liquidity reserves, draining the liquidity reserves. I've seen King Solomon sharing something with that, and talking about Finastra and then R3 as well. So now R3 specifically, with look how many RippleNet partners, as we can see here, even State Street, one of the biggest custody guys in the game, holding about 10% of the world's wealth. And they say time and time again, as I repeat in all of these videos, and I'm doing this for newcomers coming to the space, because when XRP, price moves a little, there's a lot of new people that have no idea what is going on. They say, why is price moving? And all I'm saying is this is long game. Like, I'm anticipating some way bigger moves by end of year. I'm not concerned if we, go down to a penny or if we go down to $3. That does not matter to me. Now, you can de-risk, do whatever you want, but I'm just saying my eyes are on the prize. So we know about Corda, we know about these groups, BNY Mellon, of course, even connections with, Andreessen Horowitz, ING, all of these are like RippleNet partners. And now, as we keep going, we can see that they're working on various things. Now, this is the tweet I love by XRP Darren again. The DTC project, of course, plans on using DLT and has specifically said they'll be using CLS, continuous link settlement, for payment settlement. The thing that they're integrated with for foreign exchange settlement of currencies is on DLT, and they need an asset. And the only one that is becoming the most liquid asset to serve this purpose is XRP. There's no other asset. Continuous link settlement has so many partners. They cannot just pick their own native walled garden token like an intra-network. They can't do that because they have so many partners, and that will require trust. All of their clientele that use their services will not want to do that. Therefore, they're going to have to be using an open source protocol that, again, levels the playing field and is open, allows anyone to build upon it, gets rid of these intermediaries, cheapest, most scalable, and this will increase liquidity substantially. All right, again, Ripple integrated with D&H, Finastra. Again, now it's just Finastra, called Payplus. Do you see these connections? This is literally gold. So please continue to do your own research and look at this. Again, Accenture, talking about how many trades per second, talking about daily trades, DLT, 100 million trades a day, DTCC. All right, again, even right here, Ripple Insights. Look at this. DTCC CEO Don Donahue is a Ripple advisor. Do you see the board of directors? Do you see Craig Phillips? Do you even see, Ryan Zagone right here? Ripple is one of the companies working to make the International Monetary Fund's vision a reality by the American banker. We can go right here. This is a picture shared by Real XRP Boy. This is Ben Lawsky at Swell Event, Ripple's annual event in 2019. And this gentleman, just so you know, right here, Ripple welcomes new board member, Ben Lawsky, 2017. This guy literally created the BIT license, an industry-leading regulation for digital asset businesses operating in the state of New York, one of the most strict states in the US, in the world. Like, regulatory compliance is so tricky. If you're good in New York, you are good to go. So again, new CFO, Ripple is proud to announce their newest board member. The caliber of people working for them, Craig Phillips with BlackRock experience, the board of directors, Kahina Van Dyke, Marjan Delatine, the men and women in this space are unbelievable, and no one's looking at it. You're just looking at price and saying, oh, scam coin, banker's coin. No, there's a method to the madness. They do not want retail investors in this, and it's the long game. They're going to be draining you out, fearful articles, fearful regulation about calling it a security. It doesn't matter. It's an open source protocol. Get your assets, get them off exchanges, and hold them. Not financial advice, but I just want to keep telling you guys what I'm doing. All right, look at this quote. There are lots of institutions that are, just in my opinion, chomping at the bit to dive into all of this, but they need to understand what the regulatory framework is for them. I think we will see regulatory clarity in the next 1 to 2 years, hopefully 1, and this is in 2019. 2020, guys, the year of the digital asset. We've already seen some of the craziest things occur in financial markets ever. Oil going negative, a global liquidity crisis. We are seeing quarantines and lockdowns. We are seeing economic standstills. We're seeing more quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve than ever before, printing more money in like basically a week than we did in all of the 2008 crisis. Just remember, I might get crazy. I might get emotional. I might get pumped with all of this. Keep doing your own research. Look at Ripple, go to LinkedIn, look at who's left Ripple strategically, and look who's came into Ripple strategically, and then look at who's funding them and who stands to gain from Ripple. Ripple wants XRP to go up. Ripple doesn't have to be involved. They just want XRP to go up as well. It's good for their company, whether it's R3 or SBI pushing both of it, which are, the largest shareholder of both groups. I want you guys to be informed so you know what you're talking about and can actually, share this information if you so wish, because I believe that this will have a phenomenal ROI. And my standstill. Hold a portion for life. If you guys want to sell all of it at $1, $10, $100, be my guest. All right. Now let's keep going. I'm on a crazy rant right now. All right. So again, we see the technology providers. We've done millions of videos on ACI Worldwide. We've done them on Finastra. We've shown, FIS. So now let's talk about FIS. All right. So check this out. So let me see if there's anything left here. Talking about cash management and, liquidity overall. So just know Finastra is playing a massive group. And then, of course, Temenos. So Finastra, 9,000 clients over that. And then Temenos, 3,000 clients, all connected and integrated with Ripple. That's 12,000 clients right there. Much more than just, 350, 450 plus, clients or partners of Ripple. You have to look at the indirect partners as well, the partners of partners. And now let's talk about FIS, which is a technology provider for the RTP network, along with Finastra, utilizing their global payment Payplus, which will be used by all of these banks. So again, right here, the clearinghouse in their platform. All federally insured U.S. depository institutions are eligible to use for payments innovation. Talking about mobile tech, talking about even digital wallets, which we've seen. Their capabilities to enhance digital services for corporate and retail customers. You can see the coverage. All right. And then where else did I want to read really quick? Right here. So again, FIs, financial institutions that use the RTP network to make faster payments on behalf of their customers, benefit from the RTP network's real-time final interbank settlement. This is not reconciliation and clearing like the first step that R3 is working on with Project Spunta, which will come out, additional news in May, but then in September. And everyone goes, it has nothing to do with XRP. Don't get excited. Yeah, that's a stepping stone. So again, reconciliation, clearing, see who owes who, the obligations. And then after that, you send the payment. The actual physical action is settlement. Notice final interbank settlement between banks. That is XRP's use case. Now, if they do domestic, yeah, maybe not. Maybe it will only use a digital USD. What I'm saying, though, is when this platform or, other banks need to communicate and interoperate internationally cross-border, that is absolutely where XRP can play a role. We already know, integrated with CLS's Payplus. Please, please, please just look at this. It's right in front of your eyes. Right here, even Berkshire Bank committing to RTP with Global Payplus, TCH's real-time payment network. They chose Finastra's FunTech-derived Global Payplus for connectivity. And then again, access to ISO 20022, the kind of new messaging standard, again, that we're rolling out in the next few years for just messaging. Okay, we're still focused on settlement, don't get me wrong, but it's just all happening. All right, now, before I continue the rant, let's talk about this article. This is basically what I want to talk about, the meat and potatoes of this. This is an example, FIS, a technology provider for RTP, and let's see how they could stand to gain from this, and let's see how they're potentially connected, maybe with Ripple or partners of Ripple's and, Ripple and their banks and indirect partners. So FIS, Fidelity National Information Services, Inc. So we know they're massive. Okay, 52,000 people worldwide, payment processing and banking software services, outsourcing of associated technology, 20,000 clients, 130 countries. Okay, and we know Fidelity, of course. What did they have a couple days ago? Their institutional adoption on digital assets. They had that huge thing. And now WorldPay, a RippleNet partner, formerly RBS WorldPay processing company, was acquired by FIS in July 2019 for $43 billion. Okay, so WorldPay, RippleNet partner, acquired by FIS, I see. Similar to how Visa acquired Earthport, which is a hub and spoke type of model for utilizing DLT and XRP, which is literally, Earthport is a RippleNet partner back from 2015. Nobody talks about this because guess what? The price isn't moving. They say they're not ramping up liquidity. They're not utilizing it. Well, again, Ben Lawsky, Year of the Digital Asset, talking about that flip of the switch moment. We've heard Yoshitaka Kitao. Many people kind of talk about integrating. Now, the flip of the switch is kind of a conspiracy about who said it with the quote. I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about Yoshitaka Kitao, CEO of SBI, saying we want to push XRP adoption to both R3 and Ripple because we are the largest shareholder and we want that to be a global standard. That is a quote. All right, Royal Bank of Scotland, again, RippleNet. Talking about electronic payment systems called Streamline. All right. Now, let's see. FIS buys WorldPay, as we can see here, $35 billion. So I've seen $35 billion. I've seen over $40 billion. Doesn't matter. Consolidation, acquisitions, we can see. All right, now is Amazon getting closer to Ripple? Amazon Pay's newfound partnership with WorldPay has got Ripple fans excited. Remember the tons of speculation and hype back then. And again, this is because WorldPay was recently bought out by US fintech company FIS, who are also a partner of Ripple. So we know that. Again, FIS was already partnered with Ripple before acquiring WorldPay, but now that WorldPay is partnering with Amazon Pay, it logically seems to be an indirect step of Amazon towards Ripple. And of course, we've seen with Interledger Protocol that was gifted to the W3C, governing basically, of course they govern the current internet of data and information, but they're governing the internet of value. And we've already seen IOP plugins with PayPal. We've seen the connections with Apple Pay. Zero doubt with that in that regard. And again, just a reference, Zero Doubt came from Miguel Valles. I know Digital Asset Investor brought that up, so thank you for addressing that. That's not something that us lunatics just brought up. Miguel Valles, formerly of XRP Markets, head of XRP Markets, CME executive, work, precious metals in their markets. This guy, well connected. And I'm just trying to talk fast to get through this because nowadays everybody has such a short attention span. You have to look at how deep this goes. All right. So again, talking about Amazon, we've seen the plugins, we've seen the connections with MoneyGram, we've seen with, FIS, we've seen all these groups in signs of adoption with Interledger Protocol as well, the protocol to bridge networks. So Ripple appoints payments guru to major expansion across Asia Pacific, the APAC region. So we can see this, Ripple's expansion, targeting customer base. Prior to Ripple, again, we can see Lee held senior positions at MasterCard, Visa, and also outsourcing services provider FIS. So we have different, board members, executives, all connected in this payments industry. And I know you can draw these lines between many, many groups, just so you know. Yes, I'm well aware of that. So now ACI Worldwide, now they're even with WorldPay. And again, ACI Worldwide, a direct Ripple partner. We've gone over these articles a lot. Go ahead and, look it up yourself. Feel free to pause the video. Doesn't matter. So W3C's mission to standardize web payments. Okay, remember the ISO 20022 messaging we saw? Well, now we're going to see payments, okay? So protocols like HTTP, we're going to see kind of the common scale of happening, this happening. We can see transformative impact on the world of payments by lowering costs, expanding reach, and enabling interoperability. Again, billions, multiple billions are unbanked currently. This is a huge market to not only help, but also these groups and banks and FIs to profit off of. All right, fintechs are going to be very successful. So we can see this, Ripple talking about the W3C, again, the World Wide Web Consortium, working tirelessly to promote web payment standards, even streaming. Okay, we can see the task force. We can see those connections. And again, Adrian Hope Bailey of Ripple. Yes. Highly, intertwined with W3C and Interledger Protocol. So please keep an eye on that. Now, as we keep going, we can see their needs. I'm going to speed through this a bit. Again, APIs right in the browser. I'm already aware of this. I know many know of this. Let's keep going. You can see these guys where they're from. WorldPay. We can see W3C. We can see Coil, which is a Ripple initiative. Google Ventures was one of the first investors. And then look right here, Interledger payment method. We not only have WorldPay, Alipay, we just have all these groups. And then WorldPay and MoneyGram agreed a partnership. And this was an actual Interledger address showing amounts in testing payments. You can see the data. Just assisting routing. It's unbelievable. Now, SBI that owns portions of R3 and Ripple. Look at this with FIS now. So their partners are all integrated. FIS owns RippleNet partners just as SBI owns Ripple themselves. So Open Legacy's long-term technology promise, as well as to accelerate its own digital transformation, again, to spearhead 2 key strategies: building internet banking across SBI's growing portfolio of Japanese banks and instituting MoneyTap, their mobile application, again, and which will, most likely some are domestic, but some are cross-border. With the cross-border utility, don't be surprised to see XRP usage. And then we can see, talking about Fortune 500 companies, again, is already being leveraged by, look, FIS, connected again. So they do have mutual interests, so do not be surprised to see that. Again, BNP Paribas, again, just all these kind of RippleNet groups. All right, now this is really cool. Do you remember a while back, King Solomon will have to clarify on this, one of the good researchers in the community, XRP_owl, but he found some Flutterwave information via, Ripple and XRP connections, and they politely asked him to remove that, document. And I don't think it was conspiratorial. I'll have to ask him again to kind of repost it, but it was a while back. I think well over a year at this point. But anyways, fitting Ripple blockchain into Flutterwave's core infrastructure for Africa payments, okay? Unbanked population, Africa. We can see goal to provide infrastructure for a unified payment solution that connects Africa to the world, requiring, again, interoperability in cross-border payments. All right, we can see this. We're going to keep moving. Ripple, growing leader, their X series products, again, XRapid. Now it's on-demand liquidity, or ODL, which uses XRP. African fintech firm Flutterwave raises $35 million and partners with RippleNet partner WorldPay. You see what is happening. And again, these guys are leveraging and working with other financial technology firms to do just this. Ripple does not do it for them. It simply interconnects them. It gives them the infrastructure to do so. They are a payments company that uses blockchain infrastructure. All right, Flutterwave and Alipay now partner on payments between Africa and China. We saw Alipay in the interledger testing as well. Do you see where I'm going with this? Wrath of Kahneman, Ripple partner, WorldPay, acquired by FIS, will allow merchants to accept JCB credit cards in Japan. Now, JCB joined a CC consortium led by SBI Ripple Asia of payment card industries utilizing blockchain. This is all CC, no XRP. But it does seem like a tightening circle. Well said. So again, it doesn't say XRP. We're just showing how interconnected these groups are right here. So stay with me. And again, the reason why I'm so bullish is because when it comes down to DLT and sending value, you need a digital asset, and it still requires that open level playing field. There's no other competitor. There's no other group that has developed the liquidity. This is why I'm such a big bull with this. Okay, we can see SBI R3, again, even groups like MUFG as well, just absolute behemoths, and then Mitsui, like other groups. Marco Polo, various projects, don't get me started, Project Ubin. You can really just look into all of this. WorldPay teams up with JCB, again, enter the markets, expand. Now Visa, B2B Connect. Remember, people say it's a competitor to XRP specifically, and I don't see where they get that, and I want to know what kind of walled garden token they're going to be using or interoperate with other networks. Remember, we talked about SAP Ariba network. We can talk about Visa and their B2B Connect blockchain with FIS integration. FIS, RippleNet partner, and owns various RippleNet partners. So they seem that they're already integrated with the technology, and the asset of choice would be open sourced and something that wouldn't require trust and already has developed liquidity because it would be cheaper to expand into other corridors and other markets. You see why I am, healthily speculating? I'm not going to say it's going to moon. I'm just telling you, this is what I like to see in an open sourced protocol, the XRP ledger and XRP, the native digital asset. All right, B2B Connect of Visa uses blockchain to make high value, not the low value that Ripple does. That's the stuff that doesn't really affect price. On-demand liquidity, I don't really care. I want to see developing liquidity, but I want to see big value moving over the network, right? Helping, corporate payments internationally without using SWIFT. Now, why did Visa, quote, remember Visa said, we acquired Earthport in order to partner up with Ripple to replace SWIFT. We've shown the video, we've shown the actual transcript, the screenshots, the proof. So when you're looking at it from this, right now, when I do these videos and I read something, you guys probably go, oh, okay, I get, I kind of get it. I'm kind of lost, and that's a stretch. You don't understand the years of research I and many others have done and see where this is going. Like, if I didn't bring that point up, you guys wouldn't even realize that. Visa acquired Earthport, one of the biggest payments hubs of the world, RippleNet enabled, to settle with XRP. Multi-currency hub, like hub and spoke model. Earthport at the middle of it with XRP is that multiple currency use. If I didn't bring that up, you guys would think that this is unrelated. That's why I wanted to emphasize that. Okay, now Visa again, and then MasterCard, of course, with R3. It doesn't matter. They tried to outbid each other for Earthport. All right, the relationship with FIS shortcuts the process of building the network. Again, who spent roughly 8 years at this point building a network, a ledger, liquidity, interoperability with other initiatives in corridors? Ripple, Interledger Protocol, the folks at Hyperledger, some of the biggest banks in the game, R3 as well. High value right here, corporate payments, not us, retail. We're talking about wholesale interbank settlements if we go back to even the RTP and the clearinghouse initiatives. All right, talking about revenues, big deal. Fidelity National Information Services, FIS, bought software multinational SunGard. This is on Ripple's website, $5.1 billion. And FIS, as we continue to talk about it, describes itself as the largest global provider of payments and banking tech. Acquiring SunGard creates a company projected to earn $9.2 billion in annual revenue. Do you see how much money they stand to gain during this adoption as we move into the Internet of Value? I'm following this money. Now wait until this money moves over various open source protocols when their blockchains are interconnected, or they have to source maybe liquidity on demand, perhaps. All right. And again, ACI groups like that can white label XRP tech. They don't have to use Ripple. Okay. Again, former chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Alan Greenspan, argued the economy will benefit more from, and again, I think it just got cut off, but talking about derivatives, utility, FIS talking with acquisition of SunGard. We've talked about derivatives and how big they are as well, and just clearing an actual settlement. Now it's talking about beginning with Barclays, Credit Suisse, RippleNet partners again. And where did we see Credit Suisse? I believe we saw them. Let's see the participants. Do we see Credit Suisse listed here? I thought I saw Credit Suisse. All right, well, guess I did not. But anyways, as we can see right here, Ripple's website, headed up, we can see 135-page report. Credit Suisse offers their research and expertise on blockchain, talking about the next 10 years. And this is back from 2016, talking about, solving the problems of cross-border payments. And they can say, include processing of trades and securities, massive market, trade finance, obviously, and also in payments, particularly cross-border payments transactions. Credit Suisse cites Ripple as an example of tech for banks to cut costs and increase revenue and payments. Okay, you can talk about the value being sent here, B2B. You can see using Ripple as an example that could enable not only cost cutting, but also increased revenue. Credit Suisse, McKinsey, right here, affirming cross-border payments as one of the most potentially valuable applications of DLT. All right, now we saw that other thing that King Solomon shared with Finastra, talking about 63%, of all banks in the world, because they're a global partner of the top 48, of the top 48 of the top 50 banks in the world. They said that they're experimenting with DLT, and then they just said that the most potentially valuable application is cross-border payments. All right, now what fintech serves to do that? Ripple. And for DLT, you need an asset. So what other cross-border fintechs do you know that use a digital asset that already has liquidity and that you do not need to trust and does not have a type of intra-network per se? Again, RippleNet uses RippleNet, and they can have a permissioned blockchain, but they still utilize the XRP ledger, which is inherently open sourced. Man, I feel like any newcomers might be confused, but it's seriously just a done deal in my mind. And I know that, none of this is financial advice. I'm saying what is a done deal in my mind. My mind is made up, but I can urge you to continue doing your own research. I think we have some time, but it's been a long time coming. So FIS joins Federal Faster Payments Task Force. Who else was there? Mr. Ryan Zagone. Remember his experience, Deloitte, ABA, even the Faster Payments Task Force? This gentleman, go look at his LinkedIn. Ryan Zagone, please. I urge you guys. Regulatory affairs for Ripple. Absolute home run. So again, FIS, global leader in banking and payments, is one of the 19 organizations selected to serve on the steering committee, the Global Payment Steering Committee, again, I believe. So it's GPSC. You'll see that around. A lot of people in the Ripple community talk about it, especially a lot of XRP YouTubers, of the Fed's new Faster Payments Task Force. You can see talking about them, faster capabilities, ubiquitous for all market participants. Again, financial inclusion, level playing field, blah, 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 blah. Right? Global money movement makes us a strong contributor to the task force. Here we go. The clearinghouse, and FIS has submitted their proposal. All right. RTP, 3,000 institutions, 36 effectiveness criteria. FIS to provide infrastructure. And again, we've already seen that as well. And then they announced teaming up It's just a done deal. And then we can also see this FIS with other groups like Samsung join card links. Talking about the markets again, annual sales, mobile wallets, integration, QR codes, you name it. This is all going to create new sources of income. Oh, and then look right here, just like I was talking about Credit Suisse. Funny how that works out. All right, so Credit Suisse. Now we see Credit Suisse selects FIS derivatives utility, which we talked about above, and then Alan Greenspan was referencing. Okay, leader in global cleared derivatives industry has selected derivatives utility from FIS. And again, Fidelity, the folks at Fidelity, for its post-trade futures and cleared over-the-counter OTC derivatives operations and technology. The FIS derivatives utility was designed to help global capital markets better adapt to market challenges, enabling market participants, futures commissions, merchants, achieve greater efficiencies by leveraging economies of scale. I'm just going to speed through this. You know the market of the derivatives, guys. 544 to like 1.2 quadrillion, and then 504 trillion on the low end of derivatives. Various products, as you know, if you're a trader, options, swaps, various future products. All right, FIS focuses on blockchain for in-house hackathon. This is old, but again, these are connecting the dots. You can see this. Blockchain technology handles smart contracts. We know smart contract capabilities for payments. Again, reducing, intermediaries. You don't need the trust. It's all automated. Singapore, even, guys, look into the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, with Ripple and their relationship. Done deal. Standard Chartered, one of the, first investors for Ripple. They're all in this together. To some degree, they're all trying to basically engage and, do this push to help each other and, profit. Hopefully it reduces some corruption, helps everyday people. But at the end of the day, some people will be worse off with this transition. But for me and many other people that have actually taken initiative to do their own research, I believe that crypto assets are the future and an emerging asset class. And you thought that you saw the spec bull run when Bitcoin hit 20K and, XRP was, $3 and almost $4. No, that was just a small taste, and that was speculative. Wait until we have speculative with utility bull runs. Wait until it's full-fledged utility bull runs. Remember, State Street, one of the biggest asset managers in the world, holding 10% of the world's wealth, said digital asset adoption is going to happen like this because we need regs, as I've gone over with Ben Lawsky. They said trickle, 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 then flood. When those floodgates open, goodbye to hopping in and buying at a price or market price for any digital asset you think is serving a purpose, and when it really moves, you're not going to be able to. Those people that buy now, when there's so much doubt and uncertainty, will make the most, provided they actually hold it and don't lose their private keys. All right, FIS to market, Zelle. We've talked about Zelle again. P2P capabilities. Again, PayPal. We've seen PayPal. They have, ILP plugins as well. Not surprised. Talking about the clearinghouse and FIS launching real-time payments again. And please just read these. This is on coil.com. This is I Am Legion. This is amazing that he did this. And yes, he did give me permission to share this. And if he asks me to ever take a video down, I absolutely will. But he told me, he just wants to encourage this. It's not about the money. He wants to share and spread this adoption. And, that's one of the most kind-hearted people I know in this community. Really, really hard worker. But I respect all of those that do the research and don't want it shared via videos because they've worked hard so hard for it as well. So FIS to explore potential integration with Billion blockchain platform. It just goes on and on and on. We can see the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. We can talk about them. We know their connections with Broadridge. Like, I can look at these groups and know if I recognize them or not, just because of the hours of just reading and reading and reading. And I'm talking about outside of Twitter. I wasn't always active on Twitter, just so you guys know. All right. Connects to Target, Target 2 payments and tips. We all related to kind of Temenos and even the TAS gateway, TAS, gateway. Talking about the ECB. Visa partnering with FIS right here to push DLT-based platform. Wow. Look, international corporate payments. Again, we've already talked about this, but just showing more proof. Volt Bank. I'm going to keep going because those of you that stick around, I think you're, understanding this a little bit better. Union Bank signs with FIS for core banking overhaul. And yes, I know it's normal for banks to connect, but I just want to show you, those that are using whose services, who's going to stand to gain. And Union Bank, a member of MUFG. MUFG, one of the largest 20 banks, they're one of the biggest partners of RippleNet as well. Right? RippleNet is not just some micro cap coin that just started or is a banker's coin. This is going to serve a real problem for cross-border payments. I just, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep speaking in my own little echo chamber because I think that, I'm doing something important. Is that my narcissism? I hope not. And I'm just trying to remind myself what's happening, and I think I'm just lucky to be a part of it. FIS, again, Fidelity National Information Services. We can see their ownership and shareholders. Look at who stands to gain. BlackRock. Former board members, board of directors, or executives of BlackRock have left, such as Craig Phillips. He had leadership positions with them in other groups for 30 plus years. Now he's a board of director or advisor on Ripple. Vanguard essentially just owns the world. You guys have seen that. Go watch that video by the boys over at SPQR. They have phenomenal deep dives. Put that video on 2x speed and just watch it. Sit back and relax. Learn something during these lockdowns. JP Morgan, all these groups stand to gain. And with RippleNet's technology and cost cutting, it's not only going to help everyday people like you and I, or people that are sending remittance payments or corporates, it's going to help them create additional streams of revenue to finance the future. All right, now let me see. I'm going to finish up with one thing. Again, guys, I Am Legion. Highly, highly recommend just going and reading through all these. These are not all of his articles. These are the archives. This is a Finastra topic. Let's click here. I follow him with a Coil account again, coil.com. And look at this. You can see this is part 17, most valuable asset, interledger protocol, central banks, IMF, World Bank, talking about these groups, ACI Worldwide right there. We can talk about them. We can see MoneyGram and Visa and PayPal, Standard Chartered, Lian, of course, RippleNet partner based in China. We've heard Brad Garlinghouse talk about them on the news. Broadridge, we've seen them in that article we just read. Bottom line, we saw them in the article. Finastra, we kind of dipped into that multiple times before. MasterCard, of course, Swift, R3 with a lot of people kind of want to argue about that and the connection with SPI and Ripple. Go ahead, go read and source it and decide for yourself. SIA, again, kind of that Italian association, kind of the Bank of Italy to say. NTT Data, which is one of my favorite documents. Accenture, he's going to talk about the banker's coin XRP, an intro for it, and then also his story into Ripple and XRP. Absolutely love that. Now, I'm going to go over a few more things. Bear with me. So right here, XRP Crypto Wolf, Ripple-backed Securitize. We've talked about them multiple times, plenty of information. They just launched a peer-to-peer security token trading service. So this is going to be allowing digital security trading service, instant access, and allows users to directly trade and settle, again, with finality, security tokens instantaneously in a secure and regulatory compliant way. Again, following compliance, Securitize, backed by Ripple and Coinbase, all in the books. And they've already had a lot of success of tokenizing assets. Even look at the Tezos blockchain tokenizing like billions. And then look at this, even competition, which will drive innovation. Securitize isn't the only startup to stake claim to the market for digital securities, which to date has seen more hype than adoption. Overstock's T0, for instance, a recently announced deal to turn $300 million worth of real estate assets into digital tokens. The future IOV, guys, where you can go online, you can buy and sell whatever you want of value and create your own portfolio, whether it's metals, commercial real estate, crypto assets, stocks, financial inclusion. No more waiting for accredited investors to get their slice of the pie. Oh yeah, you need, 5 million of liquid assets or total net worth or $250,000 in the bank to be an accredited investor to even be able to get into this money-making opportunity that will definitely make you opportunity. That's such BS. That's the world we live in. Financial inclusion is where we're going, but right now it's financial exclusion. They're excluding people that could really stand to gain a lot from this, and that's what's frustrating for me. Sincerely. And then right here, here's the conspiracy part. I just want to show you this, and please do your own research. And I know you guys are going to say this is a hype video, Kevin Cage, you're crazy. But again, if the Bitcoin community saw the following people, these are only 2 examples of high-level people liking XRP tweets. They cannot do that or speculation because they know the community goes mad. If they liked, a Bitcoin tweet, it would be all over the news. But they liked XRP tweets. I'm sure it's all just a coincidence, like always. Maybe they don't. Yeah, they sure don't see the use case, blah, blah, blah. So we see Benoit Couret, BIS board of director, working with central banks on innovative fintechs. He, follows, of course, and has worked with Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, even Coinbase with Brian Armstrong. But again, positions at the European Central Bank, in touch with Christine Lagarde, again, former director of the International Monetary Fund, now the president of the ECB, and also focused on global liquidity management in 2011. We see Judy Shelton, of course, and I'm going to show you the tweets they liked briefly. Judy Shelton, American economic advisor to Donald Trump, critic of the Federal Reserve, talking about gold standard views. And let's just kind of dive in. You guys can look at these Wikipedia pages if you guys follow me on Twitter. And now let's just take a look really quick, and then I'll show you what they liked. So right here, and I don't know how to pronounce his French name. I always say it, so I'm just going to say Benoit, appointed board of directors of Bank for International Settlements. Similar to the names like Augustin Carson's, I believe, the BIS Innovation Hub, international collaboration, central banks on innovative financial technology. Okay, so fintechs. We know many fintechs. Okay, who has new innovative DLT? Ripple. And what other DLT groups have an actual digital asset that is open sourced? I can't name one besides Ripple. This has been planned since the beginning. Right here, even Benoit's history right here. Look, reforming the World Bank, multilateral development banks. We can see global liquidity management with the G20 sub-working group. We've seen even G20 talking about their positions with the FSB, I believe, the Financial Stability Board. Crypto Addy did a great video sharing that and kind of going into depth and detail about that, and talking about the importance of digital currencies, and just talking about with cross-border challenges, whether it's transmission, funding, validation, talking about the old legacy technology, the costs of funding, the data standards and compliance and messaging. I just wanted to show you that. Now keep going. Judy Shelton, economic advisor, return for gold standard, criticisms of the Federal Reserve, which I'm sure Trump loves, blaming Powell. And I have no political, affiliation or beliefs on this channel. I don't care. I'm just here to make money. Pegging the value, talking about proponents of pegging the value of the dollar to gold to some degree. I believe maybe fractionally. I don't think we'll go to 100% gold standard ever. Talking about returning to a gold standard. She's talked about a global common currency and a universal gold reserve bank. More central banks have bought gold than ever before in history. To this day, we can see Shelton also supports a highly integrated financial system. Wow, highly integrated financial system. Financial inclusion. Now let's see what they liked per se. And I've shared this on Twitter, so don't worry about it. XRP adoption. Right here, this is a tweet by Marlon Reyes, and his BIS tweet, of course, and just talking about the fintech adoption, enhances financial inclusion. We get it, emerging markets, of course. Fintechs remaining important. All right. Now let's just see. We can see who likes it, and I'll just go over it. More and more people keep liking it, so sorry. There it is. Benoit, what am I saying? I know someone with the last name. Benoit, I believe. So right here, he liked it. You saw it for yourself. And again, we can go to the screenshot. He liked it. That was the tweet. And he only has 34 likes. Very, you can go to his Twitter and see what he liked. He doesn't like a lot of things. It's all like BIS related. And he decides to like this in February. XRP adoption. All right, maybe a coincidence. I get it. Now, what else? I wanted to show you Judy Shelton now. Now let's go back, and now I'm going to go back again, and then Judy Shelton. This is another example. Judy Shelton, 411 likes, I get it, but she liked this XRP GIF, XRP the standard. And we know she's talking about, going back to some type of gold standard. We know we're going digital at this point. And again, just wanted to show you that. There's more to this, and there's so many coincidences, and I'm just saying it can't all be coincidental. All right? I know that was probably one of my more interesting videos. Props to anybody that stuck around, but I want to hear your thoughts down below. Please like this video. Please share it around if you found this helpful. I will do more of these style of videos. I want to continue to put out real content. Be honest with you when I'm speculating, because I know this is highly speculative, but I hope I showed you a lot of facts and a lot of great work by a lot of great researchers in this community. You name them. I've named a bunch of them. But again, I am Legion here at I am Legion on coil.com, COIL.com. Guys, I really hope you appreciated that one. I'm sure if the price of XRP is low when I put out this video, you'll dislike it because a lot of people are looking short term, or you're just anti-XRP. That's fine. Do your own research. I don't care about negative beliefs, because I'm just looking at the facts and connections, and I'll decide for myself. But again, remember to check the links in the description. Appreciate all of you. Shout out to Jamie XRP, Mikey, Crypto Beginner, Philip, and my newest member, Miles, as well, and all other channel members. Appreciate all of you that like, share, subscribe, and until next time.